2013, a young student vanished without a trace in the heart of Los Angeles. Weeks later, a disturbing elevator video would spread across the internet, turning her disappearance into one of the most talked about mysteries in modern history. The footage showed 21-year-old Elisa Lam behaving in a way that many described as bizarre, unsettling, and impossible to explain. Some believed she was hiding from someone. Others thought she was communicating with an unseen person. And some became convinced that something supernatural was involved. But behind the theories, internet speculation, and viral videos was a real person with a real story. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at what happened to Elisa Lam, examining the facts, the theories, and the evidence that continues to spark debate more than a decade later. This is the mystery of Elisa Lam. Before she became the center of a worldwide mystery, Elisa Lam was an ordinary young woman. Born in Vancouver, she was the daughter of immigrant parents who operated a small business. Friends described her as intelligent, creative, and deeply thoughtful. She enjoyed writing and frequently shared her thoughts online through blogs. Like many young adults, Elisa was trying to discover who she was and where she wanted her life to go. She loved books, travel, and meeting new people. However, Elisa also struggled with mental health challenges. She had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression. These conditions can significantly affect mood, energy, behavior, and perception. Despite these challenges, Elisa was determined to live independently and experience the world. In early 2013, she set off on a solo trip along the west coast of the United States. Her journey would eventually bring her to a hotel with a dark reputation, a hotel known for crime, violence, and tragedy. A hotel where she would be seen alive for the final time. Located in downtown Los Angeles, the Cecil Hotel had already earned a reputation unlike almost any other hotel in America. Opened in 1927, it was originally intended to attract business travelers and tourists. But over the decades, the surrounding neighborhood deteriorated. Crime increased. Drug activity became common. Violence became a frequent occurrence. The hotel became linked to numerous deaths, suicides, and criminal investigations. Several notorious criminals had stayed there over the years. Because of its dark history, the Cecil Hotel eventually became the subject of documentaries, books, and endless online discussions. When Elisa arrived on January 26, 2013, she likely had no idea about the building's disturbing reputation. At first, she was assigned to a shared room. However, according to reports, her roommates later complained about unusual behavior. As a result, she was moved into a private room. During her stay, Elisa remained in contact with her family. Everything appeared normal, but then, suddenly, communication stopped. Elisa's parents expected regular updates during her trip. When those updates stopped arriving, they became concerned. Soon, they contacted authorities. A search operation began. Police interviewed hotel staff. They reviewed surveillance footage. They searched the building. Yet there was no sign of Elisa. No witnesses could explain where she had gone. No evidence suggested a clear crime. Days passed, then weeks. The case attracted increasing attention. Her family traveled to Los Angeles hoping for answers. Missing person posters appeared throughout the city. Investigators continued searching the massive hotel, but despite their efforts, Elisa remained missing. Then investigators released a piece of evidence that would capture worldwide attention. A surveillance video from inside an elevator. A video that would transform the case forever. The footage was recorded. Shows Elisa entering an elevator. At first, nothing seems unusual. Then things become strange. She presses multiple buttons. The elevator doors refuse to close. She steps in and out repeatedly. At times she appears to be looking down the hallway, almost as if she is watching someone, or hiding from someone. She suddenly moves into the corner of the elevator, then leans out again. Her movements become increasingly difficult to interpret. Eventually she steps outside. Her hands appear to move in unusual patterns. Then she walks away. The video ends, and Elisa Lam is never seen alive again. The footage exploded across the internet. Millions watched it. Countless theories emerged. Some claimed she was fleeing an attacker. Others believed she was experiencing paranoia. Some viewers became convinced the footage showed supernatural activity. But experts pointed out something important. Human behavior can appear very unusual when viewed without context, especially when mental illness may be involved. The elevator video remains one of the most analyzed surveillance recordings ever released. Yet even today, no one can say with certainty exactly what Eliza was thinking in those final moments. Nearly 3 weeks after Eliza disappeared, hotel guests began complaining about water problems. Some reported low pressure, others described unusual taste and discoloration. Maintenance workers decided to inspect the hotel's rooftop water tanks. What they found shocked everyone. Inside one of the tanks was Elisa Lam. The discovery immediately raised new questions. How did she reach the roof? How did she get inside the tank? Why wasn't she found earlier during the search? The rooftop area had restricted access. Some reports suggested doors were locked. Others claimed alarms should have sounded. Conflicting information fueled public speculation. As details emerged, the mystery only seemed to deepen. The internet became flooded with theories. Many people refused to accept a simple explanation. Instead, they searched for hidden clues, conspiracies, and supernatural answers. But investigators continued focusing on evidence rather than speculation. Authorities examined every available lead. No evidence of physical assault was found. No evidence suggested another person was involved. Toxicology reports revealed no indication of illegal substances causing her death. Investigators also reviewed Eliza's medical history. They discovered she had been prescribed medication related to bipolar disorder. Reports indicated she may not have been taking all of her medication as directed during her trip. Experts noted that bipolar disorder can sometimes lead to episodes involving confusion, paranoia, hallucinations, or impaired judgment. This possibility became a major focus of the investigation. Still, many questions remained. Why was the elevator behavior so unusual? Why did she end up on the roof? How exactly did she enter the tank? Even after official findings were released, online debates continued. For some people, the unanswered details felt too strange to ignore. In the years since Elisa Lam's death, countless theories have appeared online. Some are based on evidence, others are based on speculation. But at the center of the mystery is something often forgotten. A young woman lost her life, a family lost a daughter, and a tragic story became a global obsession. Whether you believe the official explanation or think important questions remain unanswered, one fact is undeniable. The case of Elisa Lam continues to fascinate people around the world because it combines mystery, tragedy, and the unknown. More than a decade later, people are still watching that elevator footage, searching for answers. And perhaps that's why the mystery endures. Not because we know what happened, but because so many people feel that they still don't. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to The Reveal for more true crime mysteries, unexplained cases, and stories that continue to puzzle investigators around the world.